Welcome to Inside Haiku Apps.
Hi there. I've been asked, when are you going to make a video on how to install Haiku? Well, I wasn't planning to, and there are actually a lot of installation videos on the internet, but well, the things I do for you guys. So, I'm not about to wipe Haiku off one of my production machines and, then start all over with everything. So, I needed to find a computer that I could do that on. And I dug through my list of electronic junk and I found one. I bought this thing when it came out in 2008, and it is an Acer Aspire 1. Battery's dead, the keyboard is just as dead, but it still works. And then I had the joy of finding a power brick that would work with it. Took me an hour, but I found one. Okay, so I've got the original A110L. It's got 8 GB of storage. It calls SSD here, but it's not SSD as we know it. It's more like a soldered-in USB stick. It's very slow. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM. Even got a little 0.3 megapixel webcam. So, if we can get Haiku working on this ridiculously underpowered little computer, then we can get it working anywhere, right? So that's the idea. So what do? The first thing, go to the Haiku homepage and click on Download It Now. And here we go. And this is the official one, which at the moment is Beta 4. And I've heard rumors that Beta 5 is not far away, but it'll, if anything, be even better. Right, and even this ancient computer of mine can handle 64-bit. So this is the one you want to download. Obviously, I already got a copy. I'm not going to make you sit here and download it. Then you need to either burn it to a CD or to a USB stick. And since USB stick works very well and I'm used to it, I'm going to use Balena Etcher, which is cross-platform and works just about everywhere. If you've got a Windows machine, you can use Rufus. That also works well. And on the Haiku website, you'll also find a way to do it from the command line with the DD command. If you're going to do that, then be very careful and follow those instructions precisely, because you can kill your system. Okay, let's see. We flash from File and we go to there it is, and we select the target. And there's my little 2 GB USB stick. And flash. Right. Okay, it's going to sit there for a minute. I don't think I need to have you have you getting bored and switching to some other channel, so I will see you on the other side. Checking that the transfer went smoothly. And now what I'm expecting to happen is that it'll try to mount this disk and it'll give me an error, because Mac OS doesn't know what the B file system is all about. And yep, okay, so we can eject this and then take it to the 15-year-old little netbook. Guess what? I was wrong. This computer really is so ancient that it can't handle 64 bits. So I am going to download the 32-bit image. Okay, let's try one of the other ones. Okay, 20 odd minutes left. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with that. And when I've got it, I will flash it in exactly the same way, and then we will try that one. Okay, here we have the Acer Aspire 110L in all its glory. So let's see if we can get this thing to boot up and boot into the USB stick. Which on this computer means holding down F2. Alright. And let's see. Move it up. And F10. Exit, saving changes, yes. So now I've changed it permanently. Doesn't matter, we can just change it back when we're done installing. And is it going to, yeah, it seems to be doing something. Something a bit weird with the screen. Yeah. And now all we need to do is find the installer, which is in applications. Okay, this isn't the first time I've booted from this disk. I had to make sure it worked this time. So normally you'd see a little installation wizard, but that just gets you to here anyway. And no partitions have been found. We set up partitions, right. So this is 7 gigabytes, right. So here's my little free DOS, which I am going to remove. Delete that, delete partition, and right. Format. Hang on, we should be able to, yeah. B file system. Haiku format. Okay, we now have this 8 GB system available to us. And no, I haven't bothered to first put a partition on it because I'm going to use the whole disk anyway. Right, so, and begin. And that really is all there is to it. And back in beta 1, beta 2, there would be a lot more problems. Okay, we're done. So now all we have to do is turn the machine off. Hello. This is taking too long. Let's cancel that. Control Alt Delete. And let's force a reboot. There we go. And now we can just remove this USB stick. And the next time we boot, we will be in Haiku. All right, let's see what we got here. About Haiku. Right, x86 GCC2, so this is 32-bit. Let's have a look. And it even sees my Wi-Fi networks. That's something you wouldn't have seen even a few years ago. On this ancient 15-year-old computer, it is telling me it can use the Wi-Fi. Who are you and where have you been all my life? So, now I think this one is always going to have a bit of a problem with powering off. I seem to remember that from a previous... no, there it is. power off now. Good night. Good night. Yep. It's the thing with this particular computer, it doesn't want to go to sleep. Okay, so that is if everything goes perfectly, which it should. But what if it doesn't? Well, let's hold down Shift as we boot into Haiku. No, that is not what I had in mind. That certainly should have worked. All right, we'll try the other way. You have to be very quick with this, but if you hit space at just the right time, there we go. We can. All right, let's see if we can get this. There we go. Okay, so those are your troubleshooting. Two ways to get that. Either hold down and Shift or hit space at exactly the right time. I think this one didn't work because the USB keyboard hadn't been quite set up yet. Okay, select the current boot volume. Well, we only got one because we took out the USB stick. Right, select save mode options. Now, this is the overall safe mode. However, I would suggest you start with this one. Use fail-safe graphics driver. Now that's Haiku talk for the Visa driver. And 90% of the time, in my experience, that is what's causing the problem. Okay, we didn't have a problem in this one, but there could have been. And try that one. And then return to save, and here we go, continue booting. Now the thing about Visa mode is that it's actually a very good driver. We've known that for years. Let's see, back screen. So there you go, Visa driver. Do not use Auto 8.9. Okay, so we don't get a lot of choices here. If we now reboot and use the actual driver, you'll see a lot more choices. But it will get you in. It'll get you to the point where you can see what the problem is and just boot. Okay, and that is how you install Haiku. We are now running from this tiny little hard drive. And I finally got one more use for this tiny little netbook that I bought many years ago. Thanks for watching.